We shall touch faith.
Show Dick some respect.
Let's go. Go, get back in your seat. I expected a little more from a varsity letterman. You're not fooling anybody, Bender. The next screw that falls out is going to be you.
Eat my shorts.
What was that?
Eat my shorts.
Hi and welcome to another episode of Rude Jesus, the show where we try to answer all your religious questions in about 3 minutes. So, what's today's question?
Is there good and evil?
The short answer is nah, not really. That which we normally associate with good is usually selfless and giving, and that which we normally associate with evil is usually selfish and taking. What I mean is, people aren't usually evil for the sake of being evil.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
It's usually because they feel they want or deserve something more than they can appreciate the consequences, or they don't see or understand or care about the consequences. For instance, I take the last donut at work, you miss out. To you, I'm evil. But what if I left it, you take it, then I'm good. But then the next person comes along and they want a donut, and you've taken the last one, then you're evil. And then there's the issue of the greater good. What if you're a fatso, and by taking the last donut, I did you a favour, I kept you healthy. The point is that the whole good and evil thing is complicated. It can do your head in. It's like the butterfly effect. It's like there's a whole web of interconnectedness, and you pull one thread, and it affects the whole system. It's like you give bus fare to someone, and somewhere else, someone gets knocked over by a bus. The important thing, the only thing you can do, is to do the best you can in every situation you find yourself in. Doing good isn't in the achieving. Doing good is in the trying. Young Master Patrick in Sydney, Australia asks, Dear Rude Jesus, if God rocks and is so bodacious, why does he allow suffering? My dad reckons it's because, when it boils down to it, God's a bit of a cunt. My question is, what's the deal with suffering? That's a really good question, Patrick. Until next time, keep it real. Okay, look, I'm not trying to avoid the whole suffering thing. It's just that, it could be a whole series in itself. There are about 33 and a third different levels to the why God doesn't allow suffering thing. Okay, maybe if I showed you a parable. But it wasn't the tree or the fruit. It was what was behind it, a crack. Until Eve had seen the crack, she hadn't even noticed the wall. But now it was obvious. It ran as far as the eye could see around the whole of Eden. But why was there a wall? Wasn't Eden the whole universe? What could possibly be on the other side? What was it there to keep out? Or was it there to keep something in? Eve asked, Dear God, what's beyond the crack in the wall?
2 things, dear Eve. Suffering and wisdom.
Dear God, can I take a look?
Dear Eve, once you've tasted wisdom, you can't come back to Eden.
Why not?
You'd be changed. You wouldn't fit in. You'd upset the animals.
Eve looked at Eden with all its perfection. Then she looked at the crack with all its possibilities. And without a second thought, she headed for the crack. And Adam followed. And although God appeared disappointed, deep down God was very pleased. Humankind had chosen between blissful ignorance and the suffering of wisdom. God was pleased but not surprised, because God, being God, knew they would decide that way all along. Until next time, keep it real.